When I was quitting smoking, I was excited. I want to become a non-smoker so much, although I failed 9 times, but it didn't matter for me. I was ready to try another attempt, but I made a rookie mistake. But I'm not the same guy anymore. I find a way out, become a 3-year-old non-smoker, and help 2 people so far. So in this video, I'm gonna reveal this rookie mistake, so you basically don't end up like me and become a non-smoker fast as usual. So what is this rookie mistake? Basically, it's a thing called calendar effect. So I want you to imagine weekdays and weekends. Simple as that. So on weekdays we work, on weekends we don't work. It's a holiday, but who set this rule? No one knows, right? It's basically Sunday. I'm recording this video at 7 a.m. That's a side note. But technically, when we drop in this habit, we kind of fell into the trap again, like we fell into the real life. So we marked the first day. Wow, we 1 day of abstainment, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what? Then he failed at 6. Then he even marks this day like a maniac and becomes depressed. Why? Because this is a clear symbol of your failure. And you're trying to say to your brain, we are a failure, we never should try this. But you make another attempt like me in the past, then you start to mark the days first, second, third, fourth, 5th, what a surprise, you failed on 6th again, or maybe in 5, like earlier so. Then you start to lose all of your hopes even more and even more. Then you don't even mark the calendars anymore, you just smoke and don't even question quitting again. And this is a thing what I will likely call cash cow trap. So cash cow means a person who never ever questions himself and let their use their body and mind by someone else in exchange of money. It kind of sounds like slave slash being an escort, but technically, as smokers, we don't have a difference than this. We just do whatever Philip Morris say, or British American Tobacco, whatever you consume as cigarettes. We just let them do whatever they say, buy the cigarettes, have their excuses, have their beliefs, and we just talk like them, walk like them, be like them. So, how are we gonna break this cycle? Well, there is only one way out, and which is it's the best and easiest way to do so. You just have to become a non-smoker from the start, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do when it's about to come quitting. You don't have to mark calendar days because it's gonna keep you trapped. So you may ask, how I'm gonna become a non-smoker from the start? Well, there's only one way out again. You have to focus on the person. So what focusing on the person means, it's you. But most of the time, as smokers, we kind of tend to focus on quitting, basically the end result, right? That's why we just mark the days first, second, third. But if we focus on the person who's able to quit, either if we relapse or not, we're not just gonna give a damn, because even non-smokers sometimes light a cigarette and they just don't get addicted, which is the surprising factor, right? So some people like that, and you don't understand how they never got hooked onto this, but I'm giving the formula to you. Basically, whether you smoke 3 packs a day or 1 cigarette per day, you just have to do this. So how we could focus on becoming this person? Well, there's 2 crossroads for that. So basically you got 2 identities in you. Basically it's the non-smoker who wants to build things, who wants to do good in life, meditate, blah blah blah, those good activities. And this is a non-smoker who turns every good thing that you do in this life, wants to light cigarette, wants to poison himself, and so many more bad things. Basically, that's why we end up in this habit actually. Because we give every power we got to this guy, which is a smoker, by just claiming ourselves we're slaves, we're never gonna get out of this. Because like, here's the proof, right? We just marked the days like crazy and said to ourselves, are we not eligible to quit smoking? So we empowered this guy to never question our non-smoker identity and basically kill ourselves inside. So that's why so many people got hooked onto cigarettes, not because it's addictive, nicotine, ammonia, no. Don't even search for chemicals, no. The answer you need is your mind, and I'm trying to explain because it's a psychological problem. He who has a why can bear anyhow. What does this really mean? So we kind of started smoking because we had a why. This could be curiosity, this could be running from a current situation. For me, it was like needing certainty in my life because I was living a life which I don't desire. Just a quick story. This is me and this is my girlfriend. I started playing basketball for 7 years old, and I just kept playing until I hit 40. I met with this girl, but all of this action is controlled by my father. I didn't want to meet with this girl. I didn't want to play basketball. I was liking it the first time. But since my father said you should marry at 18 and you should keep chasing this goal, which I don't want anymore, I started to feel depressed. I didn't know what to do. I got elected by a good high school at the same time. It wasn't a scholarship type, but I just got depressed and lost. I didn't know what to do. Maybe I should be a guy who's amazing at coding, right? But since I couldn't even try anything at all, I was just depressed. So cigarettes gave me a hope to do so, because it kind of gave me a certainty in my life. What type of certainty? Well, You smoke it, you harm yourself, and you die. Basically, that type of certainty. So my father couldn't even rule this. It's kind of deep psychological understanding, but this was my current problem. That's why I started smoking, and that's why I quitted smoking. Basically, the emotion of certainty, like I promised, right? And although I said I didn't want in this life, once I lost everything, basically my career, my girlfriend, who I'm going to marry, and I got cheated on, which is a painful thing to experience, this became my why. And this basically, I started to ask myself, your life is literally going nowhere. And this is an emotional reason, not logical. But most of us try to address the situation logically by saying you're losing money, you're losing health, and so many much more. But it's not going to work because we are emotional creatures. That's why we have a brain part called amygdala to just basically help us to make survive by causing scarcity and so many more negative emotions, right? So we never ever try, like I said in the calendar effect. Thanks to this amygdala and another part called basal ganglia, you could make a research. We don't even try to quit smoking or stop anything bad in our lives. But hey, there is this simple cycle, I'm gonna give it to you, which makes things easy. So basically, as I give example, your life is not going nowhere, which is one of the biggest emotions and biggest whys in this world, right? He who has a why can bear anyhow. So my why became in this, and I didn't even start to see smoking as an issue anymore, because basically I have to deal with this emotion. I have to tackle this emotion. I don't have to tackle smoking. It's just a normal habit to do, basically. Like I'm recording this video. I could even crave recording this video if I stop recording one day because I love it so much. I find it useful, and it's actually useful. And cigarettes kind of work the same. We think cigarettes are useful, so basically we don't want to drop them. That's why we crave them when we stop smoking. So that's why I'm giving this simple cycle to you, why decision quit. So you could find the exact reason why you started and why you want to stop, and tackle it, and also at the same time eliminate the main excuses you got about cigarettes. Once you handle that, there is a second step, and second step means no doubt. Basically, once you make a decision, don't make two crossroads for yourself. Do not. That's the biggest mistake of smokers ever made. If they just make a half-hearted decision, this is them. They open two crossroads to go, basically saying, maybe quit, who knows, maybe I'll smoke, maybe I'll abandon. They just don't know what they're gonna do. And this is the part of, I'm just gonna quit, I'm never gonna come back, I don't care what's gonna happen in this world, but I'm just gonna never put this goddamn thing in my mouth. And simple. And as I said, he was a why can bear anyhow. And basically, once you have this goddamn why, you don't need any pill, you don't need Alan Carr, you don't need this, you don't need that. Basically, you could buy Alan Carr's book. It's a good one. It's a good for education. But don't rely on your hopes to a book, because actually you're the one who's gonna make yourself quit. Like you started yourself, right? So rely all of your hopes onto yourself and arm yourself with knowledge. Don't rely hopes on something, anything else. And for the last step, you quit, and that's pretty much it. Now you need any knowledge you need to handle smoking. And if you want to quit once and for all, there's a link in the description to book a call with me so we could handle the situation together. This is I2, and I know you're gonna make it.